Hey everyone, today we're going to start with a chat about milkweed. Now, milkweed is a host plant for monarch caterpillars and butterflies and queen caterpillars and butterflies. I moved my milkweeds that were back in my grow area that I had inside my old lepidarium. Well, they were getting eaten alive by aphids. Eventually, they'll put out a strong signal. There's a bunch there. And the predators will come and eat them. But when they were in the enclosure, the aphids could get in, but the predators couldn't. So we were just overrun. So I moved them all up here. They're right outside my garden room door. This way I can keep an eye on them. And I can regularly take a hose to the aphids if they get to be overwhelming to the plant. Of course, you want to make sure there aren't any of these guys on the plant before you hose off the aphids. So these are the two main natives for Florida. This is Asclepias incarnata, and this is Asclepias perennis. The common name for the perennis is aquatic milkweed, or also it's referred to as white swamp milkweed, where the incarnata is referred to as swamp milkweed without the white. I know, don't you love it? And even though there are 21 species of native milkweed in Florida, those are the two common ones that you'll find at native plant stores. You'll also find tuberosa. I've tried Asclepias tuberosa, and I have not had luck with it in my garden, but I know other people who have. And you might find white twine vine, which I also have in my garden. But you don't really see a lot of butterflies laying eggs on it, but it can be used to feed the caterpillars. And here is a monarch I literally just released this morning. This is a gorgeous female, and I raised her in my garden room enclosure. So it is for them and the queens that I have all this milkweed in my garden, because it is essential for them to be able to complete their life cycle. Only 5% of the eggs laid by monarch butterflies actually get to become a butterfly. And in today's day and age, there's so many things that are out there against them. I try and just give them a helping hand. So those were my native milkweeds. I also grew some balloon milkweed this year from seed. I love balloon milkweed. It kind of lives as an annual here in Central Florida. It's not native, but it also doesn't become invasive or cause problems to the local ecology, as long as I make sure I don't let it go to seed. And that's pretty easy, because you definitely know when these plants go to seed. So this morning I thought it'd be fun to go out and just see who all was on my balloon milkweed, and not the caterpillars, but the other guys, just to give you a little picture of what all they are up against to survive and become butterflies. This is a northern paper wasp. It hunts, kills, and dismembers caterpillars, butchers its prey, and turns it into little meatballs to feed to its larvae. This is a black stink bug, Proxys punctulatus. It is an omnivore, and yes, it eats caterpillars. It will pierce the caterpillars with its needle-like mouth parts and drain their fluids. Isn't that nasty? This is a milkweed bug. It's an herbivore. Caterpillars are safe with this guy. They just compete for resources. This is a ladybug, and yes, they will consume caterpillar eggs and small first and second instar caterpillars if they come across them while they are patrolling the leaves in search of their favorite food, aphids. This is the five-banded thynid wasp, and he's harmless. He's there for the flowers. These stuck-together leaves are a sign that there could be a spider in there, or something else. This little guy is an elongate twig ant, and Lepidopteran larvae are one of their primary and preferred food sources. That means they love to eat caterpillars. And even worse, they're not even supposed to be here. They're a non-native species that was introduced, and they pose a severe unnatural threat to native butterflies and moths. And this next guy, well, actually, there's multiple guys, but one of them we've already seen. But the big guy, the one down at the bottom, this one is an eastern cicada killer. But they completely ignore butterfly and moth larvae. The adults just are there for the nectar. They leave the caterpillars alone. Cicadas, on the other hand, need to worry about them. And this is the very tiny beginning of a balloon milkweed seed pod. Now, when it comes to a garden that is designed specifically for the purpose of supporting your local ecology, like butterflies, native is the best way to go, because the native plants and the little living creatures that naturally exist in your area co-evolve together, and they each provide the perfect thing the other one needs. So that's your best bet. Here in Florida, we've got a lot of monarch butterflies, especially in South Florida. And because our native milkweeds go dormant, except for the perennis, it's hard to sustain them just with our natives. And our natives are just going to take a while to build up to the point where they can. So that's why you see a lot of people in Florida, especially South Florida, supplementing with non-native. Like I'm using the balloon milkweed. And I also have a giant milkweed, which is a really cool plant. Let me show you. We're back up here in this corner of my garden. Just around the bend is my giant milkweed. Isn't that cool? Wait do you see the flowers it gets. So I've got it growing up here behind my balloon milkweed. And I just love it. It's a neat plant. I mean, look at those leaves. Like, you're going to be able to feed a lot of caterpillars with those big giant leaves. So it's a cool non-native. And the nice thing about it is it doesn't go to seed or spread around. So it just stays put where you put it, and it can't become invasive. Like I've said before, you've got to catch those balloon milkweed seeds before they can get out and end up in natural areas where they don't belong. Because the last thing we want to do as gardeners is be the one who was responsible for not keeping your non-native plants under control and letting them spread into natural areas. You've got to let those non-natives know that you're the boss and you're not going to let them live out of control. Now that I've done my plug on native plants are best, where can you find native plants? That's a good question. You want to buy them at a native plant nursery. You're not likely going to find them at big garden centers like Lowe's or Home Depot. So you want to Google native plant nursery near me with your location services on and see what you find. If you're in Central Florida, I can't recommend enough. Plant Local, Green Isle Gardens, and Sweet Bay Nursery. I regularly shop at all three of them. I love them. You just saw me shopping up in St. Augustine at Southern Horticulture. They had a nice native plant section. And you can always buy lots of native plants at Joyful Butterfly. Woohoo! I love them, and I have their affiliate link listed in the description. If you click through that link, you can go through and see everything they have. It's a really nice website set up by state, and it'll have host plants, nectar plants. It'll tell you what butterflies they host, and again, whether or not the plant is native to your state. All right. Let's look and see who's been hanging out in my garden over the past few days. This is another monarch butterfly I raised. It's a handsome male, and he is about to get his first taste of nectar from one of the cone flowers that I grew from seed. I still can't get over that. I got him to grow. So fabulous. This is just an overview of, just look at all the little things flying around in my garden. There's so much life here. I love it. This is what it's all about. This is what I put it here for. It's all for them. Here's a little Horace's dusky wing on starry rosinweed, my favorite natives. This is a large four-spotted scoliid wasp, and they're harmless to humans, and they're just here for the flowers and scarab beetles. Polydamas swallowtails, love my red tropical sage. Horace's dusky wing on a Mexican sunflower. Gulf fritillary on a gorgeous zinnia. So beautiful. Zebra longwing on a Mexican sunflower. Another Polydamas swallowtail, loving the heirloom red pentas. And here's one of their caterpillars, Polydamas swallowtail, love them. I also had a few butterflies wanting out. Look at the little Gulf fritillary. They're like, let us out. So of course we're gonna let them out. I love coming in here. Look at them all flying everywhere. This is just the greatest thing. So the little Gulf fritillary went out on its own. And then here goes, I think that was a giant swallowtail and a little zebra longwing. Woohoo! Fly free butterflies. Gulf fritillary butterfly, sunning its wings in the Florida sunshine. Another Horace's dusky wing. Bees loving the tropical sage. Noble scoliid wasps still here, loving the sweet scent. And here we go. Absolutely gorgeous. A giant swallowtail, loving the nectar from the cone flowers. So beautiful. It looks new. Little pollinator, loving the Leavenworth tickseed. Gulf fritillaries flying around their host plant, Passiflora incense. Probably wanting to lay eggs. Little Gulf fritillary caterpillar. Another Polydamas swallowtail enjoying the red tropical sage. And this is a leafcutter bee. They're cute. Beautiful, beautiful spice bush swallowtail. Those swallowtails, they just love the heirloom red pentas. They love red. And white, too. Look how close, look how beautiful it is. Spice bush swallowtail. I love it. Oh, I have something to show you about them at the end, too. So stay tuned, because I have some news. Gorgeous monarch on a beautiful starry rosinweed. Look at that butterfly. Oh, I love it. Gulf fritillary on Mexican sunflower. This is my shiny coneflower, my little wetland plant I got. And the pollinators are loving it, and it's blooming. Isn't it cute? Can you hear this guy? Listen. And looky here. Somebody is going to be pupating very soon. Look how big he is. Polydamas swallowtail caterpillar. I love them. And then inside, look, here's another swallowtail that's ready to be released. My other spice bush swallowtail. He says, let me out of here. I'm ready. I just came out the door. And look who's here laying eggs on my collection of native milkweeds up here. Wow. There's that little egg. And, you know, since I saw her lay it, well, of course I'm going to take that little leaf in. There's a skink up there running down my walkway. You see him? I've seen more of them lately, which is a good thing, because they're supposed to be here, I do believe. So I have some little friends to show you. Let's go see who's in the incubator. Okay, first, dun, da, 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 I have baby eastern black swallowtail caterpillars. Is that not fabulous? Finally, it's June and I finally have some. I don't know what they were waiting for, but I'm glad they're here. So they're on roux, and you know I'm doing something different always. So the roux's wrapped in, the little stem ends are wrapped in paper towel that I keep damp, and then I've got a little clip on them. Because what I noticed is when I lay the cuttings flat, the leaves that are touching the paper towel start to like get fungus. We can't have that, not with our babies. So the clip acts like a little stand and it keeps them standing up like that. Isn't that cute? It's perfect. And I found 2 spice bush swallowtail eggs on my spice bush. And I have 2 baby caterpillars. Aren't they cute? And there's Sharon's face in here with the eastern black swallowtails. And I have some monarch caterpillars. And they are on balloon milkweed leaves, set up just like the others, with their little leaf stems wrapped in a paper towel and a clip so they can stand up. Okay, are you ready for your emoji question for the end of the video club? Okay, this one's fabulous. First of all, if you have native plants in your garden, post a bunch of leaf emojis. And then I want you to give a shout out to your favorite native plant nursery, be it on site where you go shop like Plant Local, or online. Or if you have a favorite online and on site, then say them both, but shout them out, give them some love, give a big woohoo to your favorite native plant nursery. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you tap the like button. Go ahead, tap it now. Tap it real quick before I say goodbye. Okay, bye everyone. I'll see you in the next video.